Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
So we are here with Duffy Meyer of High Plains Dental, and she's going to answer some questions for us.
Okay.
I think so.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Hopefully.
So, first off, I get asked a lot in the office, like, when should I take my child to a dentist? I don't know why people are asking me this, because I'm not a dentist. But anyways, I do get asked that. So, give us your recommendations. When should people start taking their kids?
So we go off of the American Academy of Pediatric Dentists, and the general recommendation is 6 months after your first tooth erupts or by age 1. If you're kind of behind the 8 ball already, it's never too late to start. But a lot of parents wonder kind of, oh, what do you do at the dentist when they're that little? And kind of we talk about habits. We look at, you know, the growth, are the teeth coming in the right order? Does your child, like, do they have a tendency to grind their teeth? Do they have, some kids are actually missing teeth, some kids are born with teeth. Do they have any of those? A lot of people worry about like pacifiers, bottles, and things like that, so it's a good time to come anytime, but by age 1 is kind of the newest recommendation.
Awesome. Now, I have a question. We didn't talk about this off camera. So, this happens to my kids a lot, where they have a loose tooth, but it doesn't come out yet,
Yes.
and they have another tooth that starts growing kind of behind it. What's your recommendation when that happens?
So, if you can get it out, it's the best. And the best way to do it, a lot of people just wiggle, and if you just wiggle, it'll never come out. So you want to push on it and count to 10, and pull on it and count to 10, and push on it and pull on it and twist. But if the big tooth is halfway up the back of the baby tooth, then you got to come see your dentist and we help it out. And then generally a lot of parents worry, oh, you know, now it's out of line or it's not going to fit in, but your tongue will naturally kind of push it to the line with the rest of the teeth. So it takes time, but it generally will come kind of on its own. But instead of just wiggling, kind of push, hold, pull, push, hold. And then
Are your kids really good about letting you pull their teeth?
I like to do it. When my kids have a loose tooth, I cannot brush their teeth because I get it out fast.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny.
I cannot resist. But other people's kids, I don't do that to.
Right?
But my own, they get a lot of tooth
Right? Pull. Guinea pigs.
Yeah. No, they know when their tooth is loose, they have dad brush.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you now, is there anything other like frequently asked questions that you get in your office a lot that you want to answer for people?
So a lot of people talk about pacifiers and thumb sucking. And I'll say my advice on it is just kind of take it easy on it. As long as you stop by age 6, any damage that a pacifier or your thumb could cause generally corrects itself. And some kids just cannot help sucking their thumb. So if they get to that age 6 or their permanent molars come in and they just cannot kind of break that habit, then there are little reminders we can do, like it's like a little, kind of like a little thing that sticks out that if you put your thumb in, it makes it uncomfortable. And so I tell parents, don't worry about it, but if you have, you know, certain habits, like we had a girl the other day who was 10 and she still sucked her thumb, and you could tell by her teeth that she didn't want to say it. And then when I said, oh, we can fix that, she goes, oh, I suck my thumb every day. It's like, oh, perfect. So that's one thing I'd say. And then the other thing is, if you have a sippy cup, try to limit it just to water. So a good rule kind of a thumb is if you have something other than water, put it in an open cup at your table. If you have water or like a water bottle, then I let my kids carry it all day. But if they have like milk, juice, you know, anything like that, you don't want to put them to bed with it. Even with breastfeeding is, I can say I've breastfed all 5 of my kids. It's a great thing to do. But if you breastfeed at night, try to wipe out their mouth after you get done nursing, especially if they have teeth. And so like a spiffy wipe, I can just show you what one looks like.
Nice.
This is like a good thing. It has a xylitol sugar. And you can just wipe out their mouth while they're still sleeping. You don't have to wake them up. But just to try to get them to swallow that last bit of milk, otherwise they'll hold it up against their teeth, and then you can end up with baby bottle decay. And that can happen with breast milk as well as formula, which a lot of people don't think it can happen with breast milk, but technically it can. So try to get them to swallow that last bit. Okay. And especially if you nurse a lot, you'll know your baby. You know, they keep their tongue up against their teeth, and can cause a cavity. Awesome. So yeah. Awesome. And otherwise, my other thing I'd say is, a lot of people, like with emergencies, if you ever notice, like a lot of parents will call and they'll say, like, my child has a gum bump or like a little pimple by their gums. So if that's the case, if you can't get into your dentist, really try to get into the doctor, because that's a sign of an infection and it can be quite painful. Or if, let's say, they get bumped and then their teeth kind of go the wrong direction, they move out of place. So if that happens, and it's hard, but grab their little teeth and pull them to the right spot. So like if they get hit this way, then you got to pull them forward. If they get hit underneath, sometimes they'll pop out. You just pop them back into the right spot and then soft diet. And that's, I'll say we get a lot of calls about that, like, oh, my child hit the coffee table, or oh, they hit their brother's head a lot. Then
That
just
does
try
happen.
and as quick as you can, because if you wait an hour, then you won't get them to go back to the right spot. So as quick as you can pop them into the right spot.
Awesome.
And then if they lose a baby tooth all the way, then just call the dentist. Don't try to put a baby tooth ever back in. If the baby tooth falls out, it should stay out.
Wow.
Which can happen, yeah. And a lot of people, so if it's a big tooth, then you put it back in. But if it's a baby tooth, it should not go back in.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This was like really, I mean, I learned a lot.
Dentistry's fun.
I hope everybody else learned a lot as well, because I'm sure they did. But thank you so much for taking the time to do it. It was super early this morning, so awesome.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys.